Hi Adah, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure and honor to talk to you. So Adah, we have seen you, collaborating with ZEE5 Global for quite some time now. Like Kerala Story was featured on the OTT platform of ZEE5, then Sunflower 2, and now Bastar, the Naxal story is also
Yes,
going to be available on ZEE5 Global. So, what do you
yes.
have to say about this, new trend of OTT platform showcasing rich content, and how do you look at this trend?
I've actually done more stuff on Z5. I've done a short film, which actually I'm very proud of, and it's a very cool film. If you have Z5 Global, you should watch it. It's called Mo. It's on Z5, and Commando is actually also on Z5.
Okay.
Uh, but it's nice that OTT is, and OTTs like, I mean, if you have like Z5 who really go out there and promote the content that they have on it, it almost feels like it's a it's a movie release all over again because Kerala Story released in the theaters, and when it released on OTT, I almost felt like it was a fresh, a new release again because that's how all out they went. Even with Sunflower, it was it's an OTT show, but for me, it felt exactly like a film. We did promotions like we did a film, and they did all the interviews and they had all their hoardings all up all around. So it all
Yes.
honestly felt like we were doing a film. So it feels nice. It's nice that OTT platforms like Z are trusting good content. There's so much more that you can do and push the envelope.
Correct. And we've seen the trailer of Buster the Naxal story, and we can gauge that this film is on Naxalism in Buster. However,
Yes.
why did you feel, when you said yes for this film, why did you feel that this story needed to be told? Why is it so important?
Because it's something that's happening in our country that we are unaware about. I was
Hmm.
unaware about it also because we live in our cities and our homes, and we feel that if it's not happening here in my
Right.
city, it's not relevant. But it is because it's happening in your country, and people from your own country are killing Javans from your own country. So
Right.
I think that's the most relevant. That's the most relevant issue. Also, you
Hmm.
have movies where your villain is usually someone who comes from out of the country, and that's the threat to your country. But imagine if
Hmm.
your villain is in your country and killing people who are trying to protect your country. So
Hmm.
I thought it's a very important film to be told, and of course, it's made by Sudeep Sen and Vipusha, who made the Kerala story. So when
Yes.
they offered it to me, I did want to be part of it.
And there are many heart-wrenching moments that we see through the trailer of the film. So when you worked in this
Yes.
film, were there any moments that you felt like it was an eye-opener for you, or something that you were not aware of and you got to know about it while shooting the film?
So yeah, there's an incident like the 76 Javans being butchered, not when they were at war,
Hmm.
like I said, by people from our own country who killed them. Again, not when they were fighting a war. When they had
Yes.
come back from duty and they were, it was night and they had not slept for 72, 42 hours, 48 hours. And
Hmm.
that's when they attacked them. There's a moment where this woman's husband is cut up into pieces right in front of her eyes because he hoisted the national flag. I mean,
Hmm.
these are things that for us would almost seem unheard of. But as Nija Madhavan, as that character I'm playing, I'm supposed to be someone who's seen death on a daily basis. So I uh, kind of have like this almost blank, cold stare in my eyes, along with a lot of fire, that she has to protect her country. But
Yeah.
the makers were also very clear, like in Kerala story, where I'm somebody who just cries at, she's very emotional, and
Hmm.
Shalini would just, cry, and she misses her mother. She's away from home. She would cry. She doesn't know what to do. She would cry. Here, Nija Madhavan doesn't show her tears. So there's a very emotional song where the dead bodies of the Jawans are there, and she doesn't cry
Hmm.
because she knows if she'll break down, then her whole team will break down looking at her. She goes to a corner later and she is crying, but again with like sunglasses, so no one can see what her eyes look
Okay.
like. So
Okay.
I thought that's a very nice moment when you watch the film.
Okay. So, if you had to ask you, there was there anything from the character that you're playing in this film that you resonated with, or you felt like, okay, this is this quality of this lady that I also have, or you identified with, or you liked about that character?
I think it's usually in movies when you have your main hero, the person works very hard and does all the right things, and eventually like succeeds. But here
Yes.
you show that the hero, like this Nija Madhavan, she works very hard, very diligently. She's very honest, and
Hmm.
she's fighting a system, an entire system, which is very powerful. And how much ever she fights and however much she puts in all her efforts, she fails. And she stands up and she, fights again. And then she fails again. And again she fights, and the opposition just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And even though she is very strong, but compared to them, she seems really weak, and there seems absolutely no way of. I mean, success seems so bleak. You don't see any sort of success. Her people from her team have died. She couldn't protect somebody who was really close to her. She loses her own child. I mean, she was pregnant and she loses her child. uh,
Okay.
I really thought that that's they wanted to keep the film as real as possible, because that is how life is. And
Yeah.
every time it's not that, oh, you work very hard and then there will be success. There might not be, but
Hmm.
you have to stand up, make failure your friend, and then continue working very hard. So I really
Right.
like that quality. I think it's something that everyone who watches the film will resonate with, because, like I said, it's not like the usual movies where you have the person who works hard and then will succeed. This doesn't happen here.
Definitely. And Ada, if I had to ask you, what do you want the audience to take away? What is it that you want them to feel after watching this film? What would that be?
I actually want them to feel whatever they feel they want to feel. I think when we make art,
Okay.
you should leave it open for interpretation for different people to feel different things.
All right.
Like some people would feel angry as to why this is happening. I mean,
Yeah.
humans deal with the same thing. Everyone has different emotions. I don't want everyone to feel exactly the same thing that I felt.
Correct.
You can feel really hurt. Someone can feel really sad.
Yeah.
I just hope that it reaches everybody so that awareness is people know what's happening. And then I would love to know what people feel actually. And I think it should be different emotions from different people.
Okay. And speaking about your other projects, what are we going to see you in next?
I like this whole thing of talking about a project 1 week before it releases. It saves the
Okay.
stress. And then when we announce a project, everyone's like, okay, when is it releasing? And those things are not in my hands. I have
All right.
no say over release dates and over when it's releasing and how it's releasing. But you should ask ZEE5 actually for that. They'll give you good answers and tell you
All right.
exactly which is
Okay.
releasing on what date.
No problem. And if we are talking to Adah Sharma, we have to ask her, it takes years of hard work to attain the type of flexible body you have. We can see you hanging on a rope and doing different difficult asanas. And also for a beginner, if we had to ask you, how can we stay in shape? And especially for someone who's lazy like me, what would you
Oh
recommend to
my.
people, to stay fit and, physically?
I got really sick while shooting for Bastar, let me tell you. And
Oh my
yeah, I'm
God.
somebody who's usually very fit, but I'll tell now to give a general advice to everyone would be different. It's different advice to different people. But I was told by a doctor that sugar is the new cigarette. And
Hmm.
I've actually stopped eating sugar. And I used to eat sugar before. We don't realize how we eat it in different forms. you know
Yes.
Brown sugar apparently is exactly like white sugar, it's just colored. And so
Hmm.
yeah, so if I have to give you that in short, first maybe, yeah, just try stopping sugar. Really changes
Okay.
your life, because also now you don't get taste for a lot of other things. No eating sugar means you can't eat half the things. And
Hmm.
for workouts, no, don't try to copy some trend. Just pick something that you like to do. Don't see some
Okay.
celebrity video of some celebrity doing some, five pull-ups on a bar, because they're doing it just for that video. Also, maybe you don't know. So you
Hmm.
choose something that you like. If you like to dance, choose that, because then you look forward every day to put on the music that you like and dance. If you enjoy running, if you enjoy walking, if you enjoy watching stuff on OTT, maybe while watching, try to do some kind of movement or some aerobic activity, do some, spot jogging or lunges while watching that show on OTT, your favorite show. So you won't realize how time is flying by and you're still doing something.
Yeah, I think that's a good advice. And if we had to ask you, is there something you're binge watching these days? Do you get time to watch something?
I do actually, but while shooting serious stuff, no, I like to watch then just like some animal videos or uh, stuff like that. I don't really watch an entire show. Also, I try to avoid watching really serious content because I'm already in,
Hmm.
so much serious stuff in my head. Then I watch like reruns of like The Big Bang Theory or just some random stuff like that. But no,
Okay.
right now I've not really started. I watched this show called Baby Reindeer though
Okay.
some days
Hmm.
back, and I thought that was quite a unique, uh, disturbing. Very, I really enjoyed that. But I've not watched anything properly yet for a while.
Okay. And finally, since you're a part of this industry and you've seen ups and downs, is there any message you want to give to the young actors, aspiring actors who are planning to get into the industry?
Think very carefully before you get in, and think about the reason why you want to get into the industry. What makes you want to be an actor? Do you want to get in for the fame? Do you want to get in for the money? Do you want to get in because you want to wear nice clothes? Do you want to get in because you like to act? And decide what your reason is. I'm not saying any reason is wrong, whichever works for you. Decide that reason, because then once you get in, after that, don't see someone else's journey and then say, I want that. Because you should,
Okay.
go on the path that you want. If acting is what you like, then focus on getting a role that requires you to, um, that needs you to act. If money is your focus, choose that path. Everyone's path is different. Just decide what yours is. And if you're an outsider and not with a film background, just work very, very hard and pray. I think that's all I would say.
Thank you so much, Ada. It was a pleasure talking
Thank
to you,
you.
and we wish you
Nice
all the
talking to you.
best for your film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Largest network of clients, undisputed leader in community news. Indus Age is circulated in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth to over 525 outlets. Grab your copy now to get the latest on the community, news from India, Bollywood, music and much more. For more info, log on to www.indusage.com.au.